everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you are all okay. I just want to do like a really quick intro to what the video is. So this is 7 of my dinners, so a full week of what I ate for dinner whilst in a calorie deficit. So I am aiming to lose fat. My calories at the moment are sitting at 1,600, which is quite low, really. I am quite short. I'm also quite light. One thing that I suppose is that I benefit from is my activity is relatively high. But that being said, it's not as high as it used to be because I now work primarily on social media, so I'm not in a gym constantly, whereas before I was on my feet and would regularly do around 20 to 25,000 steps a day, whereas now it sits at a pushed 10 to 12,000. That's with me actively going out. So I just wanted to say that these calories are for me. They are for my body, they are for my goals, and for a lot of people they're going to be totally different. But I also wanted to show you that I know a lot of people go in on a calorie deficit very, very low, and that is not ideal. You'd rather keep the calories higher where you can maintain them, where you can still enjoy kind of certain things, where it's a little bit more sustainable for you, because otherwise just in the long run it just becomes such a faff. So really listen to what I've said about that, because I know it can be a little bit daunting, especially when you start the calories slightly higher, but always start them higher and you can lower them if you need to, and that's a big if. Be patient and be consistent, and I'm telling you those two things will definitely help you get some good results. So without further ado, we're gonna get straight into the video. First night I was actually away at Gymshark HQ, which was amazing. So we did have a Wagamama's, and as you can see I fully had whatever I wanted. I made sure that throughout the day I was ready and I was organised, so I knew what I was going to have once I arrived there. So throughout the rest of the day prior to that I just worked my day around it. If I know I'm going out and there's something specific I want, I will program that into my day before, so that I know what I've got to play with for the rest of the day. But I hope you guys really enjoy it, and I hope that it really helps. Obviously the recipes and the food that I have made from home, I have tried to speak through the whole recipe, just to give you a couple of ideas, because I personally think they're all really delicious dinners even when in a calorie deficit. So I really hope this helps, and I hope you enjoy the video. Bye! I'm away today. We're staying the night in Birmingham because I am at Gymshark HQ tomorrow. So we have had to obviously come out. So we are at Wagamama's and we're going to head to the cinema after. But I haven't decided just yet what I'm going to eat. But I'm thinking probably yaki udon, which is what I have every single time. Are we having a like starter?
I reckon we get the gyoza and your shrimps.
Yeah, I love any katsu. Amazing, absolutely banging. Yeah, I'll keep you updated. Obviously, straight in there, duck gyoza. These are the really yummy ebi katsu bits and bobs that we love to see. Let's go. Wow. That looks literally unreal. Okay, so for dinner tonight I am making some crunch wraps. I've only made this once before and it was delicious, so I thought I'd make it again. So we have got some salted tortilla chips. I've just obviously chosen the veggie ones just because I prefer them. Obviously a wrap. And then I have just already pre-sliced some lettuce and then tomatoes. This is going to be grated, and then the spices that we need for the mince: paprika, cumin, and then obviously just salt and pepper as normal. This is like a nacho cheese sauce. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, and it's amazing, so defo recommend. And then mince, obviously we've already had some of it. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to start off by just spraying the pan and adding 500 grams of mince. This is for both me and Matt, so it is a lot of mince, and I literally just start cooking it over the heat. I then add some paprika and a little bit of cumin. I don't love cumin, so I just add a small bit. Then some salt and pepper. I literally just eyeball the spices, but it always comes out relatively nice, so I'm all happy with that. From there, I'm then just going to start cooking the mince, making sure you fry it over. It's just so easy because mince is so quick to cook, which is so handy. Only thing that I do think is you need to really break it up to make sure that it is all good. I'm then going to take the wrap and cut a hole in it. So some people actually use just like mini wraps for it, but I didn't have any mini wraps, so I cut a little hole out instead. From there, I took a normal wrap and I placed in the mince to start with. Just make sure you don't fill it up too much because it can be a little bit difficult to then fold because you do add a lot in there. Then adding in the lettuce and then topped with tomatoes. The tomatoes in it is so good, so I definitely recommend having them in there. Then you're going to add in the tortilla chips, so however many you want, and just crush them up a little bit just so that there's no kind of like hard outer edges, just because it can pierce the wrap. So I definitely just make sure that I would crush them down a little bit. Then this is cheesy nacho sauce, which I've never really had before and I'm absolutely obsessed. This is just the Doritos one. I couldn't really find one anywhere else, so I'm just using this, but guys, it tasted amazing. Then adding the grated cheese on top. Then, as you can see, this is where we place like the mini wrap. Look, straight away pierced through. So here you're gonna like fold it in. Yeah, I could. Do you know what? Why didn't I even think about that? Folding it all in. This is the hardest bit, is actually just keeping it all together, and making sure as well that the wrap doesn't break, because some wraps are so fiddly. Look, I'm actually having such a struggle doing this, but they do turn out really, really well. So I then heat up a pan, spray it with fry light as per usual, and I'm just going to place it in there. Be really careful when you place it in, just so that the wrap doesn't kind of fall apart. Sometimes it will, and that is fine, it still tastes just as good. And then you're going to flip it over. Make sure you keep it on one side enough just to kind of make sure that the wrap stays closed. But such a good meal. Is it yummy? This is my one. Okay, my loves, we are making a toad in the hole for dinner. So I'm going to use my reduced fat sausages and pop them into the dish, and I'm just going to roast them for around 20 minutes. So I'm not even going to cut them. I am going to cut the amounts that I obviously want off, but other than that, I'm not going to cut them. I'm literally just going to snake them around. Actually, I might just make all of them. How many are there? No, there's a bit too many. Perfect, there we go. Okay, so I've got 100 grams of flour, and I'm literally just going to pop a little bit of salt in, and then I'm going to make a well in the middle of this, right in the middle. Okay, so this is 100 ml of milk and 100 ml of water. I'm literally going to add it in here with 1 egg and 1 egg white, and I'm literally just going to mix that together. Guys, my camera is going to die, which is why I am rushing through it like this. Okay, so now that's mixed together, I'm going to pour this in very slowly. Pepper, salt, and thyme. So I'm going to pop this mixture on top. I'm literally going to pour it on and then put it in the oven for another 40 minutes. Oh, wow. Oh dear. Sorry, I've got Casa Amor on in the background. I've literally just chopped up some onions, and I'm going to pop just a teaspoon of sugar in just to start kind of caramelizing them. I would normally use brown sugar, but I don't have any. This is just to start for the onion gravy. So I'm going to just leave this to do this for around kind of 10 to 15 minutes until they really, really soften. And then I will get on to making just the gravy, which is just going to be literally with this. And also I'm going to steam just some cabbage, but I'm going to steam more than I actually need because I'm going to make some bubble and squeak for the morning. Sorry, I can't remember what it was called. So I'm going to really start just chopping this up into really thin slices. So I might just take the leaves off and actually just chop the leaves. I think that's probably, goodness me, easiest. So I'm just going to thinly chop it. Very similar to like if I was going to chop to make like a coleslaw. Do you mean that like really thin? Oh. Okay, so we are going to just steam this veg for 10 minutes. And then I'm literally just going to make the gravy and we're ready to rumble. So, toad in the hole is ready. I'm just going to salt and pepper it. personally, I think that looks absolutely delightful. Good evening, my darlings. We are going to be having steak and chips, a really nice and easy dinner. I've been super busy today, so I thought an easy one to make is always steak, homemade chips in the air fryer because they literally taste unreal, and then just some asparagus or some tender stem broccoli. I've got both today, just depends on what I fancy. I probably will go broccoli. I do prefer broccoli just a little bit. There's not much difference, but I just think it tastes, I think it has a little bit more taste, or maybe asparagus is just a little bit less kind of, it just feels like a stick, doesn't it? Whereas tender stem broccoli has a little bit of a tree on the end, so a little bit more voluptuous maybe. Is that what you would say? I don't really know. It doesn't sound like very appetizing, but they don't have to be super small. Sometimes I'll keep them a little bit chunkier, like wedges. And they usually take about half an hour in the air fryer. And honestly, guys, if you don't have an air fryer, you need one because they are amazing. And then as normal, we are just popping it, oh no, dropped one, into the air fryer. A little bit of oil and then some salt. Okay, so I've literally just put on my little steamer. Oh no, hang on. Put on my little steamer there. Okay, and then I'm literally gonna be just popping the tender stem broccoli in that. I do usually just pull a little bit of the leaves off. Probably put all of it in. And then literally I just put the lid on top of the steamer and let it steam for kind of around 5 to 8 minutes, I'd say. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Okay, so with my steak, I'm literally just going to drizzle it with a little bit of oil. I know this is 2 steaks, obviously, one for me, one for Matt. And then I'm just going to top with lots of salt and pepper. And then I'm going to do that on both sides. Then I'm literally just going to spray this. So I'm going to spray it, and then I'm literally just going to wait for it to heat up a little bit, and I'm going to pop both the steaks in. Okay, so I'm literally going to pop them in. And I'm probably going to cook them for around 1 minute to 2 minutes on either side. And then keep swapping them over until I'm happy with them. Ta-da! And now, hang on, it is time for, what time is it? Matthew, what time is it?
Love Island.
Love Island. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, so for dinner tonight we are having these from Tesco, which I absolutely love. They are cheese and jalapeno turkey burgers. The macros are so good on them, and they're delicious, like honestly, so good. And then we're having these tiger buns, which have literally smelled so good in the cupboard since we bought them. I've got some chips on the little air fryer upstairs. You know how I make them now because I post them all the time. And then just some salad for either in the burger or on the side. I'm gonna have it on the side. I'm assuming Matt will probably have it inside. But we are also waiting for Love Island, so I won't be speaking over when I cook it because Love Island will be on in the background. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this dinner because it is a very good one. So yeah. So as per usual, I feel like I always start my meals with this. I'm going to spray the pan with some fry lights and just very carefully add these turkey burgers in. The one thing I'd say about them is they fall apart really easily. Just, I don't know why, I don't know if it's because it's turkey, I'm not really sure. So just be careful when you are placing them in, even though it looks like I've just chopped them in. But they're really, really easy to cook. Once I've fried them on both sides, just because I'm a bit of like, I'm just scared of undercooking food, I do put them in this little dish and I just pop them in the oven for a little bit because I just want to make sure that they are all good and all safe. So I so much prefer my salad on the side. Matt usually has his salad in the burger, so I'm literally just basically putting what I put into his burger on the side of mine, other than I actually didn't put peppers in his burger. But it's always nice to have just a little side salad just so that you feel like you're getting a real good kind of mix of juicy, nutritious foods, and then a delicious turkey burger as well. So I always have the cheese with mine. Matt doesn't always, he's a little bit fussy with it. Sometimes he'll have one with, one without, but I am absolutely obsessed with these dairy slices. I don't know what it is about them, they're just so creamy. And even more ironic, they are, I do think they actually have a bit of cheese in them. I think they're cheese and jalapeno burgers anyway, but I don't really care because they taste really good. And then obviously, as per usual, then added in the fries, homemade fries in the air fryer, because like I told you earlier, you all need an air fryer because it's literally the best thing you will ever have since sliced bread. So it is the weekend, and quite often me and Matt will just get an M&S like dine-in thingy-majiggy. So we've got some sparkling juice, non-alcoholic apple, mango and passion fruit, and then we've got a chicken pie with some sauteed like cabbage, and then these we haven't tried before, they're duck croquettes with hoisin sauce. We always have this pie. I feel like we can't have anything else, do you know what I mean? Do you feel like that?
It's so good.
It's so good.
So good.
I haven't been here obviously the past night or so, and there's crunchy nut boxes literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely little candle. So I can't actually show you how I make this because I just put it in the oven, but it is delicious, and it is in this little packet. Yes. It is very calorific, and so definitely make sure that you can kind of fit it into your day, which you can if you just are organised with it. And then this, delicious. Bon appetit. I can't focus you. And there is mine. Deliciousness. Happy?
Mm-hmm.
Happy Sunday, ladies and gents. This is what we're going to be having for dinner, and one thing that we often do is we will add just some additional chicken or mozzarella just to kind of increase that protein on the pizzas, because for me it's not too bad, but for someone like Matt, he obviously has a much higher protein goal than me, and just adding these little additions on will always help positively, essentially, in a really good way. If you were to look at my fridge right now, it is empty because it is Sunday night, which means it is time to go and do a food shop tomorrow morning, and get the bits for the rest of the week. So hopefully the next few nights will just be a little bit more interesting, but I just wanted to show you like how easy it is for you to still be able to eat kind of what you want whilst in a calorie deficit, because people just don't realise you can do that. So this is what we're having. I'm adding this on for Matt because it's a good little tip and trick. These only go in the oven for 6 to 8 minutes, so it's just so easy. The calories on them are 438 calories. They are relatively high in fat, so about 18 grams of fat. The protein is 20 grams, which is amazing, but obviously adding this on will probably likely increase it to about 40 to 50 grams, which for Matt is amazing. Carbs, 46 grams, which is really standard. Most of the time with my clients, I'll just tell them to hit their protein goal, and then their carbs and fats can be a little bit more interchangeable, because protein is always the most important to hit. So yeah, this is a really easy Sunday night dinner, something that we often have because it's tasty, it's quick for us, the friction is not there for us to go and get a takeaway, because this literally is just as nice and more quick and satisfying. So I'm going to have a little side salad with this as well, but I'm literally not even going to film me putting them in the oven because all I have to do is put them in there. But yeah, I'm excited. Voila! That is Matt's lovely pizza. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed all 7 meals, all of the food that I ate in 1 week, and I really hope that if anyone needs any help or any support, you will always ask me. If I don't respond, double message me because I will respond to you guys. But yeah, a huge thank you as always for supporting me and supporting my channel, and I will speak to you all super soon. Bye!